let me introduce myself. My name is Emalia. You can call me Miss Emma. I teach biology and then science for elementary and then junior and then senior high school. What the problem is, when I ask my student about, do you know where is the tomatoes come from? And then some of my students answer like this: yes, miss, we've got it from the market. Yes, you are right because you buy it. But some of students will answer it correctly. We've got it from tomatoes plant. Yeah. But the next question is, do you know what is tomatoes plant looks like? And then they have no idea about it. If it is a tree or is a buses or is ground floor. Well, this is what the problem that I have to explain to them. Well, this is our project planning. I make it interesting. Well, I love vegetable and fruit, and so you are, of course. So we are like love vegetable and fruit. So this is the project planning. Next. Okay, this is the project planning. Well, vegetables and fruit is good for your health. Yeah, it's good for your fiber and then nutrition and so on. But do you know how much is the price in Singapore for the tomatoes? I've just asked the para and then they answer for the 8,000 rupiahs, which is it is same with $1. You can get 1 kilos of tomatoes, but in Singapore you only get four or five tomatoes. So the problem is vegetables and fruit in Singapore is quite expensive. And then if that's so, how come? Yeah, how can the vegetable get increased? The prices get increased, and then the answer is they are import the vegetables and fruit. They've got it from Malaysia, they've got it from China, and then our country, Indonesia. So that's why the price is so expensive. And then so the next question is, can we make our can we produce our plant in Singapore? Well, it's possible to do, I guess. And then what you need is start by taking a project, right? First of all, I want you to understand our natural factor. Our natural factor. This is what we're gonna talk about. In the growth and development of plant, you need external factor and then internal factor. Actually, the external factor, you have a lot of like air, oxygen, and the water, and then temperature, humidity, and then the area, the land. Then the internal factor you can see in the genetics. Let's see area. Okay, let's see the temperature. This is what happened in Singapore yesterday on Friday. On Friday, they've got 31 degrees. And then so today also is about 31, 32 degrees. And then so it's quite high temperature for you planting or for your plant. And then this is about the temperature. So Singapore is hotter than Indonesia. So let's see how about the humidity. The humidity in the average of this year is 80%, which is have a high humidity. And then so if you want to produce some plant, you have to think about this. We have a higher temperature and then we have a higher humidity. And then after that, you have to see the area of our environment. You see Singapore in the 1960, the farmer transformed the forest into infrastructure and then building, housing, and then industry. So where did the forest go? They built housing for the population. As you can see, there is a landmarks of Singapore. And then Singapore has no land, has no place for the farming. In the other side, there is Indonesia, of course, the green one. And then Indonesia have a lot of place for farm field, I mean. And then they have a good nutrition in their soil and then so on. Okay, this is about the area. I mean, there's a boundaries if you want to have a plan in Singapore. Next. Okay, this is a genetic. Genetic works when hormones and auxin do their jobs. We have a lot of various fruit that have colors, and then they have a measurement, a big and then small. So each different fruit needs many nutrition for it, and then it's gonna be different, and then different treatment. Okay, next. Okay, this is about I'm gonna give you a plantation info. As you can see, this is Indonesia. We have a lot of place to use for farming, and then in the above, there is put it into a pot. They put it into a pot, yes. And then in the other side, they do the industrial massive plantation. And then meanwhile, you can see there is a greenhouse. The greenhouse is, you can make it a control of the plantation, the humidity, the temperature, and the nutrition. So probably it's gonna be your answer. Okay, next. Our project-based learning is connect with other subjects. Biology, of course, talking about growth and development of organism. And then physics, we're gonna talk about dynamics both and thermodynamics. And then chemistry, we talk about acid, base, and salt. In math, the student can calculate the efficiency of their budget and so on. In English, you can make your own brochure for our procedure to make probably the greenhouse. And then for physical, you can understand what is a healthy food it is. Okay? And then after the project scheme that consists of other subjects, you can see the timeline project. Timeline project, we have 4 weeks. The first week, we're gonna introduce we're gonna rearrange our introductory meeting. There is a workshop planning, and then for this flow, they have to planning their own project. And then in the second week, the production, they running the project and then keep post weekly their updates. And then so is the third week. They keep doing that and then write some report. And then the 4 week probably is gonna be harvest time and then final assessment, of course, and then they have to collect their final report. Okay, this is the end of our presentation, and then we are happy to have your response. Okay, that's all.